Hello everyone, and welcome to our NTR440 lecture discussion on how to use the ASU library website, PubMed, RefWorks, and Microsoft Word track changes. So let's start by going over some of the basics of the ASU library website. So you're going to want to head to lib.asu.edu, and there you're going to find a homepage that looks just like this. Scrolling towards the bottom, you'll see frequently used resources here and a View Resources drop-down right below that. If you click on that drop-down, here's where you'll find access to PubMed and RefWorks, which I'm going to show you a little bit later. So anytime that you want to search for some scientific articles through PubMed, make sure to go through the ASU library website, just how I showed you. This is important because ASU pays for us as students to have access to several journal articles for free. And if you just go straight to the PubMed website without going through ASU, it's not going to allow you to see a lot of these articles or to download these articles for free. So just to avoid confusion, always make sure you go through the ASU library website. But before we go too far into PubMed, I want to show you how to search for research articles on the library website. So here in the one search bar, we can type in whatever topic that we're interested in. So for example, let's do vitamin C and the common cold. What pulls up is going to be a combination of research articles, newspapers, books, etc. So we want to make sure that we specify that we're looking for scientific articles. Under resource type on your right hand side, you're going to select the box that says articles and click apply filters. Here is going to be the results that are left for scientific articles, not to confuse any with books and magazines, that sort of thing. So now let's go back to PubMed and I'll show you how to search for the same thing. So again, we're going to search for vitamin C and the common cold. So everything that comes up here again will be related to our search criteria. But as you'll recall from the research paper assignment instructions, you're going to want to make sure that your articles are 5 years old or less. So one way to reduce the temptation of falling in love with an old article is going to be to select 5 years under publication dates. That way, all of these that come up are automatically going to be sorted and be less than 5 years old. So you don't have to worry about finding an article, reading it, knowing that that's going to work for your assignment, and then finding out that it was written back in 1999. So let's just automatically, first thing when you go in, click to 5 years. And if there is an article that's older than 5 years, you can always submit that to Dr. Johnston for approval in accepting that for your paper. So just another reminder, when searching, you're going to want to use keywords rather than sentences, phrases, or questions. Using anything that's a filler word is really going to reduce the number of related articles that come up for you. So now let's go over how to access a full article and download it through PubMed. So I'm going to change our search criteria from vitamin C and common cold to vitamin C and Johnston. And we're going to find an article here that's a randomized control trial that was conducted by Dr. Johnston. Once you click on the article, an abstract is going to come up giving you more information about what was done in the research article. To the right-hand side, you're going to see full text links, which is going to show you the options on how you can download the full text article. So clicking on either one of these is going to bring you to a different page and give you some prompts on how to download it. Based off experience, I really recommend downloading all of your articles and storing them on a file on your desktop just to stay organized. Trust me, you're going to find a lot of articles, you're going to choose to use some, you're going to get rid of others, and saving them and making sure that they're organized is going to help you reduce the risk of overlapping on the same article multiple times. So now I'm going to show you the steps on how to export a citation from PubMed into RefWorks. Again, I'm going to go over RefWorks in a little bit more detail later, but this is just going to be a way to show you how to download a citation and save you time in the long run. So let's say that this is the article that we want to use in our paper. We're going to select the box to the left-hand side, scroll up to Send To, select Citation Manager, and create a new file. So we're going to save this download right to our desktop, and later we're going to be able to upload this into RefWorks. This tool is amazing because it saves you a lot of time and frustration of writing out all of your individual citations and making sure they follow all the rules. So let's go back to the ASU library website, and I can show you how to save citations here as well. So again, we're going to change our search criteria from vitamin C in the common cold to vitamin C in Johnston. We're going to find the article that we were talking about, which is right here. And right to the right-hand side, there's going to be 3 dots. If you click on those dots, some boxes pull up at the bottom, giving you options on how to export your information. If we click on RefWorks right here, this is automatically going to send this citation to RefWorks, where we can organize it and keep it, get it ready for our final paper. So that's how you would do it from the ASU library webpage. So moving on, let's go over how to create a RefWorks account and use RefWorks to create citations for your paper. So if you remember, we're going to go to lib.asu.edu, go to Frequently Used Resources, and click on RefWorks. From here, it's going to open up the RefWorks homepage, and if it doesn't, it's going to open up a page prompting you to sign up for RefWorks. Those are going to take down your email address and create a password to get you onto RefWorks. Once you're in, it'll open up this kind of a homepage. You're going to see old articles that I have in here from previous assignments. So first we're going to go over how to upload an article from PubMed. Remember, these were saved to your desktop. So first you're going to hover over References and select Import. So from here, you're going to select the Choose File button and click on that citation that you pulled over from PubMed. You're going to change this Import Filter data source to NLM PubMed. So you'll scroll down a little bit and you'll find NLM PubMed. You'll select Import. So again, it's really important to stay organized when writing these research papers on your desktop and also in RefWorks. So we're going to go to the last imported, which is exactly what we imported from PubMed. From here, if we select this box on the left-hand side, we can save it to a folder right here. So if it's already something we've been working on and we created a folder, just throw it in the folder like this, or we can start a new folder for a new project. So the other way to import a file was through the My ASU library website. So remember, here we are, we can just click RefWorks here, and it's automatically going to bring us to our RefWorks page, throwing our article into this last imported folder. So it pulled us here, we click on View Last Imported, and here we are. This is what's brought in from the ASU library website. And again, you can always click on this and add it to the folder that you've assigned for this class. So next, let's show you how to insert your references from RefWorks into your paper. So you're going to see Dr. Johnston's paper here. If we wanted to take a fun fact from that paper and cite it in text, you'd start by selecting these brackets. So clicking on this bracket is going to open up this LM citation. If we copy this and paste it, it's going to tie our final bibliography to this in-text citation. It's kind of hard to explain, but let me show you in a paper that I previously wrote. So if I took this, copied it, and pasted it at the end of a sentence where I wanted to have a citation, it would look just like this. So it looks kind of goofy in your sentence, but make sure that you don't change or manipulate it in any way, because it will pull into your bibliography, which I'm going to get to. But just paste every article where the citation belongs in your paper like this. Okay, so Next, let's go over how to create your bibliography. So you want to make sure that you appropriately select your output style. So going into that, we're going to go into Create Bibliography, and here is where you're going to select your output style. For this class, it's important that you use AMA or the Journal of Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. If this is your first time going into RefWorks, you may not have any favorites listed, so you're going to manage your output styles by selecting that button below. And I'm going to remove these to show you how I can search for them. So there's going to be a lot of different ways that you can output your styles into a paper, but we want to make sure we use AMA, so let's search for that. Here it is, and we can click this green arrow to move it into our favorites. Again, we can also search for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, select it, and move it over with the green arrow. Now these are automatically going to be imported into your favorites. So if we get out of here to let it refresh, and we go to Create Bibliography, we'll be able to select AMA or Journal of Nutrition and Dietetics. So now that we have all of our articles imported, remember you're going to need at least 9 for this paper, and we have our output style selected, I'll show you how to create your bibliography. So this will be after your paper is completely written and your in-text citations previously shown have been added. So select the Create Bibliography button. You're going to select the type of output style you want, and then you're going to click Format a Paper and Bibliography. So here again, make sure you select that same output style, and now you're going to select a file from your computer. So the paper that you've written so far without a bibliography and these goofy little in-text citations is the paper that you're going to be uploading here. Depending on your RefWorks account, sometimes .docx files don't work. So if they don't, when you try to select a file and import it, a little red error bar is going to come up. And if that does happen, you can just resave this document as a .doc, and it shouldn't have a problem then. Just make sure that you don't upload any page files or text files, because those won't be able to be uploaded into RefWorks, only Microsoft Word documents. So you're going to select your paper here, and it's just going to take a little while to download, depending on how long your paper is. And then you're going to be able to upload or open that document from your downloads, and now you'll see right before where I had that goofy little in-text citation, it's automatically changed to a number and created a references page for me that shows the reference that I was working on in the proper format. So this saves a ton of time creating the perfect format of the citation that I originally pulled and matching it with a number into my paper. So I want to make sure to save this new document to my desktop with a different name than my original document. That's because if I want to make any last minute changes, I want to do that to my original document and then go through RefWorks to pull out a whole new paper and bibliography. So you don't want to make changes to the document that's already been manipulated through RefWorks. So this is much easier than hand typing by yourself, but make sure to take time to double check your in-text citations and your final bibliography. So finally, we're going to go over some of the basics for Microsoft Word track changes. This is important because this is how you're going to complete your peer reviews for your paper assignment. I'm just going to use the document that I used for RefWorks, the RefWorks example. So for your paper assignment, you'll have a chance to get feedback from a peer 2 weeks before your paper's due. You're going to turn in your paper to me, Lauren, your TA, and I'm going to de-identify your paper so no one knows who wrote what. Then I'm going to randomly assign these papers to different peers in class. This is important practice because this is the process that you're going to go through if you were ever submitting an article to a scientific journal for publication. So what you're looking for in a peer review is that the writer's science, flow, and logic of the paper, as well as any grammatical errors. Remember, giving feedback on just grammar isn't as helpful as giving feedback on the science and flow or content of the actual paper. So these comments can be made for the writer by using Microsoft Word Track Changes. This can be accessed by clicking Review at the top of the window in your paper. So I'm going to go over to the first one I wrote, click Review, and let's say I wanted to make a comment on this sentence here. I would click New, and this is where I would be able to write a comment about what I thought of this sentence. Maybe it could use a little bit more or something else, and I can write it in here and advise that the person who wrote the paper makes a change. You're also able to add commas or delete periods or change capitalization or lowercase of different letters by clicking Track Changes. From there, making any changes are automatically going to record showing what that person did who made the changes, and you can always highlight it and make a comment to explain why you made that change. So once you get your paper back, it'll have all sorts of markings on it, hopefully, if the person did a thorough job of analyzing your paper. You're going to want to make sure to change Track Changes to Off. And here you can review comments and then get rid of them by selecting this X. You can also either accept or get rid of changes that were made by the person by either selecting this checkbox, which means I agree with their change, I'm going to keep it the way they did it, or you can select the X, which will bring it back to the way that you originally wrote it. So make sure when you're done and you've reviewed all of your changes that there's nothing left marked in red. If there is, you're going to want to select that, and you're going to want to either delete it or accept or reject the change that was made. Your final paper shouldn't have any red marks. It shouldn't have anything that's left from Track Changes. So after watching this workshop video and the video that goes over your paper and presentation, you should feel good about knowing how to tackle this paper assignment. If you do have any additional questions, please feel free to email me, Lauren, or Dr. Johnston, and we'll be more than happy to help with any of these tools or clarify assignment instructions. Thanks again for watching, and good luck.